Yo guys, how's it going? We're here for another episode of our Burton career mode on FIFA 18. Starting today's episode off with a cup game against Crystal Palace here. Hopefully trying to get a bit of a cup run going here, trying to maybe push on in the league. I ain't that bothered if we don't, because obviously, like I've said before, it will be probably better if we don't because of how low on fitness our players are and stuff like that, and how less of players we've got. But at this point, we're playing well, we're doing everything well, so maybe it might be a bit more better if we do have a bit of a cut run. As you see, we for the first attack of the game, 7 or 8 minutes into the game, we take a shot, but Hopper gets his shot deflected wide of the post, and the corner comes to nothing in the end. As Crystal Palace try and get a little bit of an attack of their own together a few minutes later, as they come forward on the ball, but we intercept their pass and try and come on an attack of our own again. As we come forward with Samuelson down the wing, gives it into Bent, who gives it to Sabara, gives it back out to Bent, who curls the ball, but it goes just wide of the post. Unluckily for us, it doesn't end up in the back of the net. It was a nice shot, but not quite well executed there from Bent. It should have probably at least been closer to the goal, as they come on an attack there. But Blackman is our saviour again. He is absolutely brilliant. He is my star player at this point. If it wasn't for him this season, we would be nowhere where we are right now. Because honestly, he has been my best signing so far, and I've actually absolutely loved him. So hopefully he can carry on doing that throughout the season. As we come on an attack here, Samuelson down that right hand side again, cuts inside, takes a shot, a bit of a kerfuffle in front of the goal. But it did actually get brought down for a penalty there, Samuelson. I don't know if he actually caught it when he first took the shot, because I know I didn't when I first played it. It was horrible because I thought that they gave a free kick for what happened in front of the goal. But as you see there, Samuelson did take a shot, and just after he took the shot, Reedwell slid him from the side of him and brought him down for a penalty, as Bent steps up to take the penalty, but we do switch it over eventually to Tom Hopper, who steps up to take the penalty, tries to smash it in the top right corner, and the keeper saves it to skip the scores at 0-0, and Crystal Palace do in fact get the ball clear. But just inside the second half here, Crystal Palace come on the attack, trying to find a way into the box as they come down the right hand side, cross the ball in, and Sacco puts the ball just wide of the post with a nice header. Probably should have done a bit better really, but Samuelson did very well to keep Sacco under pressure there and make sure that scores stay at 0-0. As we come on the attack again, trying to find that space, and it comes through to Joe Sabara, who puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to us in this game against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup, to maybe send us through to the next round of the FA Cup. Sabara at the minute, like I've said in, I think it was the last episode, he has played so well recently. It's unreal, and because he's a prospect, it makes me want to play him that much more. Like Sordell, he's not much of a prospect, he's more of that super sub, and like I've told you before, that super sub, I don't really like playing super subs straight off the game because they normally don't do that well for me personally. But Sabara is absolutely killing the game. But we don't have another chance till a few minutes towards the end of the match, where we come on a counter attack, and Sordell, the man I was just talking about, come on the pitch, and again, coming off the bench, he puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 2-0 and secure our place in the next round of the FA Cup against Crystal Palace. We've done it nonetheless. Another Premier League side we've played against, and we've beaten this time. Absolutely brilliant here from Sordell. Again, he's had a few games that he hasn't really played recently. He'll come off the bench or anything like that. But this one, he's came on and he's absolutely demolished the team with his pace and his accuracy of his shots there, with his first goal in the FA Cup. But that, like I said, was the end of the game, and it did secure our place in the next round of the FA Cup at 2-0 here. Absolutely brilliant play from the lads against the Premier League side. Sordell, you see there, have had 2 shots throughout when he came onto the pitch. He had 2 shots, scored one of them. 50%, can't ask much more than that. And an 89th minute goal for the lad there. Absolutely wrapping up the victory and making sure we do go through, like I said, to the next round of the FA Cup. As we come into our next game of today's episode here against Aston Villa, very, very low down in the table, surprisingly. With us still in first, with the best defensive team in the league, as you've seen there. Absolutely brilliant, really. Aston Villa, I thought would be doing better this season, but they're not quite hitting the heights that they should be, being as they've only came out of the Premier League like a couple of years, I believe. But we are there, and we do play these in this game. One thing I do want to say is we nearly had a mess up with this bit of recording in this episode. Nearly couldn't be able to show this for a couple of reasons, but it doesn't really matter because I am actually able to show it you now. I'm very happy about that, as you'll see later on why. As we take a shot just a few minutes into the game, but curling the ball just wide of the post there. As you see, Aikens taking the shot, but putting it just wide of the post. Unluckily for us, we don't actually get the goal and it stays at 0-0. But they come on an attack here, taking a very lucky shot there, because they take a shot first off, it gets deflected up, and then it comes back to him, and Whelan smashes a volley straight at the defender's chest, and we get in the way of it to make sure that the scores remain at 0-0. And the corner, it did go out for a corner, but nothing actually came from it. As you see, we're on the ball in our own half here. We find our way forward, coming forward with a lot of pressure here. Tom Hopper on the ball, gives it to Aikens, who gives it out to Samuelson and smashes it across goal to make it 1-0 in this game against Aston Villa. A fantastic finish from an awkward angle there from Samuelson to smash it into the top corner. Actually playing as a right back in this game. I've been playing him as a centre back in most games this season. Not centre back, shall I say, a centre mid in this game. He's been playing mainly. But for this one, Cogler was really tired and I don't want to play Brayford, so I decided to play Samuelson for some reason. And, well, that choice paid off in this game, as that equals his 3rd goal for this season. Absolutely killed the game on the right-hand side there, opened the defence up wide, and it went in the back of the net for 1-0. As we come on another attack here, getting down that side again, and Samuelson again causing problems on that right-hand side and scores the 2nd goal to make it 2-0, and Samuelson once again as a right back scores for his 2nd goal of the game. And if you'll notice in a second, that's his 4th goal this season, and he's scored more goals he's scored even the same amount of goals as a right back in one game than he could in the centre mid position for as many games as he's played this season, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to start playing this as a right back if he's going to start scoring goals, because it's clearly not working for him in centre mid, but right back definitely is, as he puts us 2-0 in the lead, and that's absolutely brilliant for us. But we don't let up on the gas here as we come forward on another attack. Aikens on the ball, whips the cross into the far post, but Akpan couldn't quite get there in time and turn the ball just inches inside the goal. If he'd done that, that would have been an absolutely brilliant piece of play. I would have loved him if that went in the back of the net. But unluckily for us, it didn't, and it remains at 2-0. But coming into the second half, we have another attack. As you see, we don't let them off the pressure, as Will Miller gets inside the box, turns inside, passes it inside, and it's Hopper with a back-heeled finish. Absolute wonderful finish there from Tom Hopper, feeling a bit cheeky clearly, trying to show Aikens what it's really about while he's on the pitch with him, and makes it 3-0 to us. As you see, like I said in the previous episode, Hopper has took Aikens' place. 1, he's doing better, and 2, Aikens is leaving, so I don't really want him to be playing until the end of the season anyway. But he will be playing in a few games here and there, because he is still a good player. But like I said, Hopper showing him what the job is to be done, and that is his 7th goal of the season in not as many games as you'd think. and that's brilliant for us. But Akins takes on his man here, takes a shot, it gets deflected, tries to get it back inside, but couldn't quite do so. And it goes out for a corner here. As you see, he tries to clip it back across goal, but their defender gets in the way with his knees in the way, and he kind of, that much power on the shot gets it put behind. But Hopper has a shot from the corner, but it doesn't actually come to anything. It gets put just wide of the post. It was a nice shot there from Hopper, and that is one reason why I do like him, because he is a very good aerial threat compared to Akins. He's a very good player in the air and on the ball, like I said before, and he's playing very well at the minute. As he gets on the ball here, passes it off as we bring Sordell onto the pitch. Just moments before, he gets himself in the action straight away. He passes it back to Hopper, who smashes it in the back of the net for his second goal of the game and makes it 4-0 against Aston Villa at this point. Absolutely unbelievable scenes at this point. I was not expecting to be winning the game by this amount of goals, even if I was winning. And Hopper killing the game again in this match. A nice finish there. It was like a kind of volley-ish. It was on the bounce anyway. But it was a very nice finish there from Hopper to make it 4-0. And he's saying to Samuelson, look, you're playing as a right back, but I can do it just the same as striker. And scores the same amount. 2 players with 2 goals each to score 4 goals for the side this game was absolutely unbelievable for me. As in the 90th minute, we come forward on the ball. Sabara playing a nice lofted ball into Sordell, who finds Tom Hopper in open space, who gets his hat-trick for 5-0. And I was thinking about cutting inside with Sordell, but Sordell decides to not be selfish and give Hopper his hat-trick, and his first hat-trick for the club to make it 5-0 against Aston Villa. And honestly, I could have easily cut inside here with Sordell, but we decided to leave it a bit open and give it to Hopper to give him his hat-trick, and he does just that. Johnson couldn't quite get across the goal quick enough, and Hopper makes sure that we'd wrapped it up long before, but he makes sure that he gets his hat-trick, and that is his 9th goal, and he is now joint goal scoring record with Akins, even though, as you see here, he scored 3 goals with 4 shots, which is unbelievable for this game. But yeah, he's now scored the same amount of goals as Akins has in half the amount of time, which is absolutely unbelievable, and I'm absolutely loving playing with him at the moment. But that is the end of today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did like this episode, then please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and peace.